friends, welcome to another video on my channel. Hopefully a little new and improved, because I've been spending a lot of quarantine time just learning new stuff, trying different things, reading a lot, and I hope you guys have been able to find something exciting and different to do while you're kind of locked in your own home. So one thing I want to talk about today is kind of an unusual or not spoken about topic, and that's the topic of being noticed or feeling like people really see you or really get you. And that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, because I'm a personal shopper, so I'm always in the stores, even with this quarantine virus stuff going on. And so I'm like cruising through the store, grabbing things. I have my route planned out, everything's good. And my least favorite thing in the world is when someone gets in my way and blocks me. And whether they're on their phone or they're dragging kids along or they just zone out, or I don't know, they're blocking me and I can't get around, and it's like I'm not even there. And so I've tried different strategies, and one of them is like I'll try to cough, or I like try to stomp my feet a little more so people can hear that I'm behind them, or just different things. I'm like, get out of my way, I need to go, I want to get in and out. And that's the worst, when people just don't, like, they just act like you're not even there. And I think that's kind of a funny example, but a lot worse is when, for example, people at your school don't notice you. You go to the same class as them every single day. You spend hours and hours together, and somehow they don't notice you, or they act like you're not even there. And the reason why I think that hurts is not necessarily because you really want like one specific person to notice you or like you, or maybe you do. Maybe you have someone you're really trying to impress, or a guy you want to get to know a little better. But I feel like most of us, it's not that we want everyone to love us and like be our best friends, but it's just the fact that we want to feel like we're important, like people actually care about us, whether they like us or not. And I think that's an intrinsic feeling, desire that we all have as humans, just the desire to matter, to feel like we're important and valuable. And that's perfectly normal, because God made us to feel valuable, to feel loved, because He loves us more than anything else in this world, and we're so precious to Him. So when we are ignored, people act like we are worth nothing, we just get like brushed off, that really hurts. And that's a legitimate hurt you're allowed to feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think when people are like, oh, I don't care what people think about me, or I don't worry, like I don't have to have any friends, I think they're not being sincere, or they've been hurt really bad, because we all have that intrinsic desire to feel loved, to feel accepted, to feel like we matter. I still feel uncomfortable when I think about my life in middle school. I like switched schools after 6th grade, and I just shut down in this new environment. Like, I was terrified to talk. I don't know why. I guess I just felt like no one cared about me and cared what I had to say. So I just wouldn't talk. Like, I would hang out with the same few people from like my 6th grade years, and they would have fun, chat around me, and I would just sit there like I could have just been like a plant next to them. And I felt so like, not, I don't know, unvaluable is the word. I felt undervalued. I felt like my life wasn't really worth anything, because I didn't feel like anyone cared whether I was there or not, whether I was in the school or not, whether I was even alive or not. And those are some terrible thoughts to have, and it's really sad, and it makes me sad. Like, I spent like 2 years like acting like a ghost pretty much. Feeling unnoticed is not fun, and It's not healthy. And I want to spend a lot more time talking about how to feel loved and how to feel valuable and how to genuinely feel the courage to be yourself and speak up and all that. But for today, I just wanted to give some really practical steps you can take to kind of fake it till you make it. I don't really like that phrase, but I think it's a phrase, a cliche for a reason. So I want to give you a very practical step you can take, and this is for all people in general, just to notice you, okay? So there's one key thing you have to do to get people to notice you, whether you want them to like you, want them to be your friend, or just want them to act like you're actually in the room. This is what you need to do. You have to act confident. Confidence is the key. And I know it's one word and it sounds like a great thing, but then when you think about it, it's like, how do I become confident? And that's why I said you have to fake it till you make it. So I have some very practical tips for you to just seem more confident on the outside. So when people look, they notice you and they don't just skim over you. So, and this is, confidence isn't something you only have if you're beautiful, if you're dressed well, if you're, I don't know, you're rich, whatever. It doesn't have anything to do with your actual like appearance. It's all in your body language. So you can look like you just woke up from bed, you can still be in your PJs, and these things will still work. Okay, so hear me out. Number one, what you need to do is hold eye contact. And that's something that's not very comfortable, and especially if you don't know that person, it can get a little awkward, but eye contact is huge when it comes to confidence. So this is something they'll tell you for job interviews too. If you want to impress your interviewer, make sure you're looking them straight in the eye, giving them a firm handshake. You're not like scared to look at them. You're not inferior by like looking at something else. So if you hold their eye contact, that means I'm not afraid of you, I know who I am, and I'm ready to communicate. So that's one thing you can do, one easy step. Number two is don't mutter, don't mumble when you talk. So this is something I could have done in my middle school years when I was just a little wallflower listening to my friends. Is the best thing about this, you don't have to talk a lot. You don't have to always be chattering. You don't have to be the one always carrying the conversation. But when you talk, don't mutter. Don't look down. Again, the eye contact. Don't like keep your voice soft. Be confident with what you say. So anything you add, just make sure you're speaking up and you're talking like a normal person, not like you're scared of what other people are thinking about you. Alrighty. Number three is your posture. And I have really bad posture, in case you didn't notice. I actually had to wear a back brace in middle school, which probably another reason why I was not very confident. Hiding those things under clothes, pretty awkward. So anyway, posture, and that's not to say that you have to like be like a soldier, like all stiff and like uptight. It's more so your body language. You're not like slouched in, hiding yourself. You're not like uncomfortable about the way you look. Just seem more relaxed, seem more like real. People can tell, like without even paying attention, they can tell that there's something like inferior about the way you're sitting. And I know it's like crazy that these tiny things make a big difference, but they really do, believe me. And then this last one is kind of just a bonus, I guess. It's not so much like the body language, but just saying hi to a stranger who you normally would never even speak to. So like, I'm in the store all the time, just like making eye contact with one of the clerks and saying hi, or just like passing by someone with my grocery cart saying hi. that automatically gives me confidence because I feel like people normally respond really nicely. They're like, oh, hi, or how's it going? And you immediately get a little bit of like endorphin boost and you're like, oh, they noticed me. Oh, they smiled at me. And automatically you become a little bit more happy, a little bit more relaxed. And it's not like, oh, I'm just in here, like, get me out. Like, it's just, I'm just all alone. So that's just something I've noticed. When you go into school, say hi to your teacher, say hi to some classmate that you would never speak to. Again, let me stress that this has nothing to do with how you look. I know a lot of people are worried about their hair, their body type, their whatever. They're just worried about how they look. Confidence has nothing to do with how you look. Good body language is more noticeable than a full face of makeup. And that's something I've noticed is I used to always like have makeup and I couldn't go out anywhere without it. And I realized people don't even notice that stuff. Like maybe if I have a huge zit or something, but without like makeup, I can still be confident and people aren't gonna be like, oh, she's so ugly. They're gonna be like, oh, there she is, hello. And that's something that's really encouraging, that you can become confident. You can become noticeable without changing a bunch of stuff about yourself. Just tiny little body language changes. Making that eye contact, speaking clearly, having good posture where you're not like closed off, and just saying hi to people, acting like you're a friendly person. That can take you up higher than most people in anyone's book. Because again, when you're saying hi and smiling at people, you're showing them that you're noticing them, and they're immediately happy. They're like, someone just noticed me. And isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what we've been talking about? Everyone wants that, no matter how old they are. So just keep those things in mind. Maybe this week you can practice them if you ever get out of the house, or just practice like your body language for when you're inside. And just see if that helps you. If that gives you a little bit of a boost of confidence, that would be amazing. And like I said, I do want to get into the deeper reason of confidence, how to truly love yourself and feel valuable, and all of that good stuff. But I think I'm going to leave that for our next video, and until then, I'll leave you with some of these things you can practice and integrate into your everyday. So I hope this video is helpful. I will see you guys next time. Stay tuned for more confidence videos, and happy hanging out.